find your favorite East Texas sports podcast coming at you live tonight. We got the Lufkin baseball assistant coaches joining us tonight. We'll do a little recap on last week's round 1 playoff game and move on into round 2. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good. Ready to get it going.
Good.
You gonna say anything, Trey?
I was waiting on Colton to say something. I'll say good.
Well, we all know you guys are headed to round 2, getting ready to kick off a series at McKinney North. Before we go there, let's get to know you guys. We'll start with Coach Eberle.
How'd you get to Lufkin? How'd you end up in Lufkin?
Yeah,
Parents love each other. Went to the hospital. I got to come home.
Handpicked.
Handpicked me. But I've lived here my whole life. Besides going to college, grew up playing Little League. The first year that we had Little League, I actually played with Gunner's brother Max. Did well in that. Made it to the regional tournament in Waco, and then played in high school obviously, and then went on to play at Laterno and played 4 years there. And now I'm back coaching.
You're not gonna talk about how you're a Rough Rider?
No, the buzzsaws and the wood ducks.
You believe we actually played on a fall ball team called the Wood Ducks?
Matt Jordan, baby.
That is the most East Texas baseball you will ever find. We were the Lufkin Wood Ducks.
If I remember right, I think it was me and you holding down that left side of the field.
We were. It was me and you. Coach Kaminsky, let's hear about you a little bit.
Man, I'm a Minnesota native. I ended up playing baseball at SFA for 2 years. Met my wife at SFA. She played softball over there too. And I ended up joining the Lufkin staff. Me and Gunner started coaching in Lufkin at the same year. Man, the rest has kind of been history. My wife and both work here, and we love it here, man. We've made a lot of good friends, and that's how I ended up on Live from the Pines, man, with jokers like you guys. So, but,
we're glad to hear you. We're glad to have you here in Lufkin, and especially have you here
yes,
on
sir.
Live from the Pines. Gunner Quick,
absolutely, man.
ex-roommate. Let's hear about you.
What's going on, man? Parents moved to Lufkin from Sherman when I was 1, and shit, just like Kaminsky said, it's been a wrap ever since then. Went off to play college ball and came back and living the dream right now, man. Living the dream.
So out of all 3 of you, I would consider you the biggest Panther out of all 3 of them.
I believe purple and gold, baby.
No,
Yeah, you did put a football jersey on. Colton played a little football for Lufkin. Played a little receiver.
Let's take it easy, Matt.
Was Trey your quarterback?
I did have 8 touchdowns my 8th grade year. Just throwing that out there for any looking for.
You had how many?
Well, 96 right or what?
80 or not? 8.
What team were you on? Were you on the purple, white, black?
18. I don't know colors.
So we'll move on. We pretty much know what we're looking forward to this week. But back to last week, y'all played a really good Mount Pleasant baseball team. I actually got to make it to the game Friday, and I was I heard a lot about that. He was a righty, right?
Yeah.
I heard a lot about the righty. Me and Tyler had me run down there together, and he kept telling me that this righty we're going to see. He is good. Tyler sat in that hardware store and watched a lot of film on him, and I think he was every bit, but he was every bit of good. He pounded the zone, had a lot of command, starting off real early. He got tired a little bit, I guess you could say, at the end, but he was giving that first pitch, strike. That was 75% of the time throughout the game.
A lot like you did back in high school.
Hmm?
I said he was throwing a lot like you did back in high school, from what I remember.
No, I didn't like getting on that mound much because always, didn't want to hurt my arm. Didn't want Tommy John first off because he threw too hard. But I couldn't imagine somebody hitting the baseball up the middle at me.
You look like more of a Cadillac double kind of guy anyway.
Yeah, we'd most definitely be fighting. But
I appreciate you going down in high school to give me a few innings. I really do.
oh yeah, Tommy John, it got me when I least expected, and I got the results of it. But back to that Mount Pleasant baseball team, they were every bit of a solid baseball team. They were not a 4-seed baseball team at all by any means. And I think y'all handled them very well. Kids fought hard. But Gunnar, let's hear a little bit about what you picked up from this team this last week and how they fought and battled and came back and won that ball game.
Man, let's go back to game one. We took a lot of pitches and had some really good at bats, and I think he was close to about 75 pitches through two going into the third, and we got him off the mound quick, and he wasn't bad. But go to game two, and it's kind of a double-edged sword with it. We took pitches, stayed with our same approach, but he was around the zone. I mean, he was at what was he at? Like 95 pitches going into the eighth, finished with 95. And I mean, that's a complete game plus one, but it's something about these kids, man. They find a way to win the baseball game, and they fight, and they don't stop until, we are shaking hands at the end of the game or we're celebrating with everybody on walk-off, and it's fun to see, and it's been a fun year. And, of course we've had some ups and downs, but these kids, they fight, they come to work every day, and kudos to them.
Kaminsky is, you're the pitching coach. You send Cooper Knight out there. He goes out there. He does everything you could ask him to do. It was a 1-0 game. If Lindsey doesn't, get beat in the center, which that was just a moon. He had a piss rocket. That ball was hit deep, and I think Lindsey just, he did the best he could with what he had. We don't give up that run right there. We basically, keep it 0-0 game going until was it 6 until we push one across.
Yeah, absolutely. 6, we push a run across. It was Hillis in center field. Lindsey
I'm sorry, Hillis. Yeah, Hillis.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm making sure.
Lindsey had the walk off.
Making sure. Yeah, Lindsey had the walk off. Yep, good. But man, Coop gave us a really good effort. I mean, Coop started a couple games for us this year. He started kind of pitching a little bit at the end of district in the starter role because he's been more of a bullpen role. But I think you can give a lot of credit to the head guy too. He had a plan going into place, and we had to do everything we could to get him prepped up for it. And like I said, Coop went out and gave us a hell of an effort. I think he gave up like maybe 3 or 4 free bases throughout the course of the game, but we also went behind him. I think we turned 3 or 4 double plays behind him too. So anytime you got a kid that can go 7 and give us that kind of an effort, it really helps us out, from a bullpen standpoint as well, especially in the game too. And then we just had some timely hitting, man. We really did. Hillis comes in and gets hit, and the catcher throws us a double, and then he has some good base running there, and then Serrano was able to go and get a little blooper base hit and find some holes, man. It's baseball for you. But, you got to give credit to Harrison Wall, man. That kid shoved. He was a dude. I mean, he was 3-4 pitch mix. Our guys were having fun with him that night. So, you got to tip your cap to a guy like that. But it's playoff baseball, man. Everybody's got a guy now, and we're in for more of that going into this week, too, with McKinney North.
Colton, over to you. You've got a chance to put on a Lufkin jersey and play in the playoffs for Lufkin a little bit. And, you got to get on the mound and throw, a lot of pitches in the playoffs for Lufkin. Looking at these kids, they respect you a lot, and they look up to you. They love Coach E. What do you think is so special about this group we got?
Man, I've been telling everybody lately, the best thing about this group is we literally have 0 attitude problems. And, I mean, that's pretty rare nowadays. There's nobody in the dugout complaining, pouting, nothing like that. It's just 15 to 20 guys pulling for their friends. And like I said, that's pretty rare nowadays. There's a lot of egos out there in baseball, but we found a way to dodge that bullet this year. And I think that really helps us. It helps you more than you know. They're a fun group to be around. Like I said, they don't complain. It's yes, sir, no, sir, and then they usually get after it, and we have fun everywhere in between. So it's a good group, man. I'm excited for this weekend.
Trey, I got a question for you. Thursday, Mike Carter, you riding with me?
Thursday?
Yeah.
7 o'clock.
Probably.
Huh?
7 o'clock, home team,
7
baby.
o'clock, we're rolling out. We leave the office at 5 o'clock. We on the road.
You're the sales manager now. I don't know if you can leave the office early.
Big time.
I'll tell you something, Bob. When it comes to Lufkin sports, the playoffs between baseball, basketball, and football, me and Abby gonna be there. That's one thing about it. We gonna be there. All right, so
Pride of
you know,
Lufkin, baby. Pride of Lufkin.
little keys I picked up. You know, just we were literally sitting right there by y'all's dugout. You know, they were in a dogfight all night long. You know, Mount Pleasant wasn't giving Lufkin anything. You know, it was a dogfight. I think both sides can say we had to fight the referees. You know, ball, you know, behind the zone, we're complaining, but hey, next time we're out there, Cooper puts one up high, he's giving it to us. So, you know, you really can't say he wasn't consistent. He had a consistent zone all night long, and I think, you know, what separates these kids from a lot of teams I've watched of Lufkin baseball in the past is nobody argues. I don't see anybody throwing a fit. I see Coop coming off the field. You know, everybody's picking him up when he comes off the mound. You know, everybody is bought into each other. There's no you know, everybody's there together. Everybody's, you know, picking up everybody. Nobody's sitting on the bench complaining, you know, crying about what just happened. You know, everybody's just letting it, you know, roll over. We're on to the next one. And
yeah.
I think,
Well, that's one thing those kids do really good is they don't let the umpires affect them very much on the mound, at the plate, like, and their mindset is, shit, we're gonna go out there and earn whatever we have to do, and we're gonna find a way to win the game. And I mean, it's a fun group to be around. And if you're not doing anything Thursday, Friday, come on to Mike Carter.
That's all we need. Thursday and Friday. That's all we need. 2 days. Yeah. We need them 2 games. On to the next.
Let's not put the cart before the horse. What
That's what we hope.
what do y'all do as far as this North Forney team this weekend? Like, is there any
North McKinney? McKinney North.
McKinney North, sorry. North Forney. What is there any guy that stands out like that righty that threw Saturday or Friday for Mount Pleasant? Is there any big arms coming out of the bullpen, or are they just a good baseball team?
They got a kid going to Tarleton and a kid going to Baylor.
Yeah, their number will be a righty going to Tarleton. And he'll be just as good, if not better, than Wall from last Friday. And their number 2 is a big old lefty going to Baylor. So we ain't just going to roll into town and move on to round 3. We're going to have to do what we need to do.
Mm-hmm.
I like to hear that.
I like it. Their leadoff is going to Grayson. He is fat.
He's fat?
He can absolutely fly.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's going to get on first base still second.
Yeah. Well, one thing I can say, we got a cannon behind the plate.
Yes, we do. Gregson will play a big part.
Yes, sir. We got a hard middle, too.
Yeah, that middle is going to be tough. I got a question for y'all. So where we were sitting at last week, we really couldn't see the field, the whole field. We were blocked off. So the play at third when Coop was at, you know, they said they called Coop out. What was that? What was all up with that?
He was out. He slid off the bag.
Yeah, he slid past the bag.
Why did they not call him out right there? Why did they have to wait and go meet?
Well, that umpire didn't have the angle on him. The home plate did, but he was out.
He was out?
Yeah.
It wasn't close.
I couldn't see it at first base, but
Go
ahead.
The base ump was the one that I think called him safe initially because Coop took that base. And, man, I don't know if it was – I don't know if Coop was just moving or if he was sliding past the base or what it was, but he came in hot and he slid all the way off. I mean, he must have came probably 6 inches off the base or whatever.
Yeah, it was close.
You know, the home plate up because I saw the base ump call him safe, and I had the view of him to see him come off the base. And when I saw the base ump call him safe, I immediately looked at the home plate umpire, and that home plate umpire kind of like put his head down, started messing with his clicker a little bit, and I was like, "Oh shit, he saw something." But
and the catcher too, the way the catcher reacted.
Oh yeah.
Another thing that stood out from that game. So the center fielder he gets through that rundown right there. You know, key moment right there. What do you think happened right there?
I think the dude was trying to be an athlete. To be honest, man, he got hung up, but he he got up, and I mean, I know Caden Hernandez maybe 5'9", 5'10", and the dude went up and was in desperation mode trying to get to third base and tried to broad jump his ass, but we were able to get him. And yeah, you're right. That was a huge part of the game. We were able to get him out, man, and keep on rolling.
You know, when we were playing baseball, Colt can go back to this. Coach Cobb preached base running. And, you know, now that I look back, base running is very, 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 very important. Little accidents like that cost you from advancing to go play another ball game for a chance to go to round 2. Because that little mistake, that was a game changer.
Yeah, being aggressive on the base pass can win you. It's just as easy to lose you baseball games.
Oh yeah,
no doubt.
What
No doubt.
No, go ahead, Jay.
No, I was going to go back on, you know, Grant Stafford being a freshman. You know, that's a big moment for him to have to come in and close that game out. And like, I know y'all used him in that role all season long, pretty much. But like, you know, that's playoff baseball. He's playing against his buddies that he plays summer ball with, and you know, you bring him in. Coop's like, was he 97 pitches? Mm-hmm. And
yes,
you know, he didn't have much time to go to the bullpen, get himself ready, throw him out in the wolves, and he came in, went 3 up, 3 down.
Yeah, I think all of us in here can accept. Jesus stud, man, doing 3.
Dog.
It looks like, you know, the little things he does, he just does them right. You know, the little things.
Yeah.
And that goes a long way, especially in playoff baseball, because one mistake sends you home.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, he's been a huge part of it too. Just not really having a whole lot of pitching background before he really got with, you know, Coach Eberlin and myself, and we've really been able to just kind of get him groomed up and be like, hey man, good things happen in high school baseball. If you throw the little white ball over the white plate, man, you'll be in good shape. And he's done that all year for us.
Work behind you.
No doubt, it's nothing that he's not like he's popping numbers on a radar gun, but he's able to go in there and compete his ass off every time that we decide to put him out there. So he's been huge for us. He's been a huge help.
From the wise words of Trevor Kaminsky, high school hitters will get themselves out.
No doubt.
Yeah. And that's true. You know, it's a proven deal. Trey, what were you going into?
I was just gonna say on that note, I saw Jalen do it a bunch, but it's as far as y'all's season so far, playoff baseball is different. We talked about it on the last podcast with Cobb and Coop. I mean, there's nothing like playoff baseball. But I mean, you guys have had success during the district, had success all year. Is anything, you know, this year kind of been, you know, kind of a teaching on your big stepping stone that you guys have just kind of honed in on the kids, being like, hey guys, we can all recall back to this moment or whatever to be like, this is it. But there's never going to be a moment that's as big as anything that happens in the playoffs. But anything you guys are kind of honing in on that's happened throughout the district, happened throughout the year that, you know, will kind of give you guys, I don't want to give away your secrets, but kind of that edge that you guys are like, okay, this is, we're clicking now. This is what we need to keep focusing on.
I think it's got to be the first Kingwood Park game. You know, I don't go to the away games, but that first Kingwood Park game at home, I mean, we were down, I want to say in the 6th inning, down 3, and you know, it's starting to rain a little bit, and Hills comes up to the plate, and he was a little banged up at the time with a little hand injury that he has, and it's a 3-run bomb, you know, no doubter, and that kind of flipped the game. I think really flipped our season, you know. That kind of propelled us into first place, and we never looked back ever since. That's got to be the moment for me.
And we have 2 or 3 of our seniors who were part of that run we made when they were sophomores playing on the varsity. So, you know, they know what it takes. And they've been rolling with it ever since we started district against NAC. And, you know, whether we play good or we play bad, we find ways to win games. And, you know, we do the little things like you were talking about, Jalen. We do the little things, and, you know, they get after it on a daily basis.
Yeah. I think, you know, I think like you said, those little things go a long way. And like Colton said earlier, you know, them playing as a team, But you really don't see the flash. You don't see, the big barrels all game. You don't see all that. I think they just, they know how to hit the ball in the gap. They know how to play small ball. I forgot what's the one kid he's in the lineup. They say like he could roll. Y'all did sack bunt with him late in the game, but like he can bunt for a base hit pretty much anytime you give him the chance.
Hernandez.
Yeah,
Caden Hernandez, 2-0.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, and having guys like that, that's gonna go a long way in this run. Being able to throw people off guard, put a little bunt down, have somebody go up behind him, hit a ball in the gap, move runners around. That's gonna be y'all's game is to like do the little things like that, and you're not gonna see the impressive bomb after bomb after bomb, but they just know how to call and play and make it work.
I'll tell you this. I think Caden Hernandez deserves a big shout-out this year. You ain't going to see him in the newspaper or, any district MVP talks or anything like that. But he is a guy that, like I said, he ain't going to get a lot of credit, but he deserves a lot. He's batting in the 2-hole.
No doubt.
You take, Friday, perfect example. We don't teach our left fielder to come into a rundown. And we look up, and there he is, and he's tagging the guy out, and he gets a bunt down late in the game that was close to being a hit. He just kind of does all the dirty work. So, he deserves a big shout-out.
I know that we hit a pop-up to the right side of the field to the first baseman, and it goes off. He could have made it might have been us. I don't know who it was. He could have made the play. And I'm sitting beside Adney. And Adney said, "Go with him!" Telling the catcher to go with him. And and then I think it was that they did it. Then we I guess Grigson somehow heard Tyler screaming at their catcher, and then we do the same thing. And Grigson's halfway down the first baseline, talking to our first baseman, telling him you got room. And those little things like that. That's an out right there. That takes 5-10 pitches off a pitcher right there, That gets your pitcher back in the dugout. And like you said, the left fielder came in and, made a play on a rundown. Those little things, they might not be taught. They might be taught at a young age, but that's going to go a long way in playoff baseball because, if that left fielder doesn't come in on that rundown, that kid's fast enough to get from third to home that quick.
Absolutely.
He can run. We saw him show some speed a little bit early in the game, and I forgot who was that? Camp? What's his name? Camp.
Yeah.
Is that the one that hit the ball deep center and we beat the center fielder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For that kid to get beat, we hit the ball hard right there because he can roll.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And a kid Camp. I've never heard of him, but. That's another kid you say, they said I was just listening to parents talk. He doesn't get the credit or, get the newspaper awards and all that. But, he's been playing great defense all season. And then he comes up, gets a hit like that. That won the ball game. That's part of the reason we won the ball game, not taking any credit away from Lindsey, getting that walk-off. But that puts you in scoring position to win that ball game right there. And, he's kids like that don't get, all this newspaper or the live from the pine shot outs and all of that, they mean a lot in this situation.
Oh yeah. No, Camp he does the thing over there at third base. I'm sure he wants to do more at the plate, but he's there to play defense. I don't think that's a secret. He does what he has to do over there. He's a big part of it too.
You got to have those guys. You got to have everybody. Everybody has to play a role. You might not be the Heisman winner, but you play a role on this team, and you got to have all those things. Kaminsky, as far as your bullpen, you got Hillis for sure. You got Hillis, you're one. Coops, your next guy up. And then we talked about the last podcast. I didn't get to see Lindsey throw this week. We didn't need him. You feel confident in all three of those guys. You can throw them out in any situation. You feel comfortable with them getting the job done.
No doubt, man. I think that's kind of the difference with our pitching staff is that we kind of go back to from a pitching standpoint of things. We really do have two number ones. mean, you're talking about two guys that want the ball in their hand in any given moment. And Hillis has been doing this on the varsity level since he was a sophomore. Lindsay's got lights out stuff when he's on, and he's been really working for us. And then obviously we saw what Kuka was able to do last week too. So I have no problem giving the ball to any three of those guys to start the game and expect them and give them the confidence to go deep into the baseball game for us. And I think this is one of the better pitching staffs that we've been blessed to have, and they approach practice really, really well. And to me, it kind of goes back to what we talked about at the beginning. Is we have a group of guys that are all boys outside of the baseball field, but when they step between the lines, man, it's business, and they hold each other accountable. There's a lot of times where we're having to step in the middle of them because they're getting on one another's asses more than we are. You know what I mean? It's good to have. It's a very good problem to have because the best teams that we've all had, that we've all played on, are all player-led teams. When we're able to just sit back, relax, and go let the boys play, that's when good things happen. And that's one of the reasons why we're in the position that we're in today. Not too many baseball programs in Texas that are gearing up to play games this weekend, but we're very thankful to be one of them with a damn good group of boys behind them.
As far as McKinney North, this is probably like how many years we played in the playoffs in baseball? This is not the first year, right?
I think this
I
is the first year since all of us.
Am I thinking about Frisco?
We played North Forney 2 years ago.
We played North Forney.
Y'all played an orange and blue team.
I think that was
Frisco Wakeland.
That was
Frisco
Wakeland.
Yeah, that's what it was. As far as McKinney North, I looked at their schedule a little bit. They've played some guys. They haven't just played some scrub teams. They've been playing some guys week in, went out. I know I see that Lovejoy beat them 10-0, then 4-0, but Lovejoy's still playing baseball, I'm pretty sure, I think.
Yeah.
So as far as them, they're gonna bring everything they got. They're not just no pushover baseball team. But I think also, everybody was sitting there saying, Mount Pleasant's not a 4-seed team. That they were not a 4-seed team on paper. When you see them on the field, on paper they might fall as a 4-seed team, but I think that's going to help y'all guys a lot. You didn't have a weak round one. You just didn't push over these guys. You had to battle. You had to do things that you didn't. You weren't expected to do. Game two, you basically played the whole game with your back against the wall, trying to catch a run. You needed one, then you needed two. They kept coming back and firing back at you guys. And Gunner, I know as far as you've got a lot of playoff experience in Lufkin from being a player and being a coach. How do you think that's going to justify this next series?
Well, traditionally you have to think around that area. They play some pretty good baseball wherever you're at, and but they don't get it how we do down here in East Texas, and so and so we have to go in with that same mindset that these boys they're chasing the same dream, same goal that we are. They're just in our way. And we've got to just climb that mountain one pitch at a time, one inning at a time, and, beat them in every aspect of the game. And after today's practice, I think that we are headed to the right direction.
What's the vibe right now with the team? Is it more like, we've got a job to do, we're locked in, there's no games to be played? Are they pretty loose? Like Colton said, everybody's friends, everybody's pulling for each other. I didn't know if they were kind of wound tight, getting ready to go, let me get after it, or like this is baseball. Let's go. We're gonna have fun and still beat at the end of the day.
Like Coach Prime said, my man Coach Prime, you can see I'm representing him right now. We're coming. This group's coming. Okay.
Yeah.
I want you to save your Coach Prime for the end. I'm going to ask y'all all a question about something. So I want you to save Coach Prime for the end because that's a big topic going on.
I could talk the whole podcast about how he sucks. So
we're going to do that at the end. Let it go to the end. Let it go to the end.
Me and Coach
Prime
get
there
Thursday, 7:00.
I doubt Trey goes.
It's all right.
You gonna go
Thursday?
Yeah.
Probably not because I'm gonna be going to Norman all weekend. So.
Gunner, you coached Trey's little brother. You know, how was that?
Reed, I got to coach him. He was the catcher.
Yeah, Kaminsky was the
You know,
pitching coach.
when I first got there and was told that I would, you know, hey, we got the catchers. I was just kind of like, oh shit! All right, let's go to work, man. But
was Carson and them like your first group, or was it?
No, it was Reed. Reed was my first group. He was a junior.
Yeah,
and you know, unfortunately, their season got cut short due to COVID. But no, was he a senior? Was Reed a senior?
Junior was COVID year.
No, Reed. Yeah, no, that was a junior year. That was his junior year. Yeah, man.
His senior year when
he was a junior.
That's right. Texas High beat us. Yeah. But man,
still never forget that.
I got online, you know, because I did all kinds of research on, you know, catching this and, you know, that but shit, at the end of the day, man, Reed, what do y'all want to do today? You know, what you need to work on? I need to work on block and recover. I'm like, all right, go set up the machine, turn it up as fast as it can and spike it in the dirt, and we're going to work block and recover. You know, he made it easy, man. And that was a fun group. But so no, man, Reed made it easy, man. Made it easy for me, and we had a good time.
He didn't get to spend a whole lot of time on the mound to hang out with Kaminsky, but I know he would have probably liked it.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you what, I mean this, and if he's listening out there, I know he's all big time up Oklahoma now. But I will tell you this, and he knows it too. But I think Reed Hensley was the biggest pain in my ass. First year coach.
Tell him you got to tell him the hair story.
We were able to work through it. Like, oh yes, the hair story is.
Samurai Jack with the headband that tied.
You got to understand.
Like a Ninja Turtle.
What's that?
That's it. He looked like a Ninja Turtle with that
headband. Everything. He really did. He was so upset. I mean, I think this was his senior year, and he goes up to Cobb and he's sitting there talking about like, hey man, your hair's touching your collar, you gotta get your hair cut, you know, everything like that. And, Hensley was not having it, was freaking out about it. He's, I've been working on my hair, all that stuff. You gotta be kidding me, man, all that. He threw a fit about it. He really did, and and I honestly think that was kind of a turning point for him. Where he was just like, oh, okay. He's like, this really isn't that important, man. Like, hair's hair. I need to go play ball. But, man, I will say that I think Reed Hensley is one of the more talented kids that we've had the opportunity to coach here. He's a stud, man. He really is. And I think he has the opportunity to do some really great things on the mound. 94, 95 mile an hour arms don't come very often. And, you know, he has come a long way. For sure. You know, he's gone through, you know, starting at UIW, then going to TJC, going the JUCO bandit route, and ending up at Oklahoma. You could definitely say that things are, you know, working out for him, and you got to keep going.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to ask.
The next big battle for Reed is the 8 inches between your ears, but that's the hardest probably anybody's got to fight. Yeah. But Gunner, We'll dive into y'all a little bit because honestly, I don't know Kaminsky's story about college baseball. I don't know if he was, you know, a dude over at SFA or not. I think he is. I don't know, but I mean,
he just left.
He's about to walk in your closet right now.
Yeah. They don't. I can't blur it. My computer crashes if I blur it. I can't do it.
You know, Haley has it organized in there. It looks great.
Yeah. Get a big white sheet at some point. Just throw it up like this.
Yeah.
Gunner, what was it like winning a national championship? I don't think none of us have done it. I don't think. But
man, so
14.
I got
my freshman year in August. I started out at Henderson State. You know, and then in December, you know, it didn't work out at Henderson, so I got in touch with Ren and I went on a visit, loved it, you know, whatever. Well, the first day of practice, it was raining, pouring down rain. Well, it stopped, and you know, at Mike Carter Field, the sun sets behind the bleachers.
Yeah.
You know, and it was, you know, good looking sunset, whatever. And he says, "All right, look, And I think it was like on May 26th or something like that. He was like, on May 26th at 7 p.m., you're going to look up and the sky is going to be the exact same. And we're going to be in the national championship, because we hosted it my freshman year at Mike Carter. And we go out there on May 26th, we're playing for it. And he goes, look, I told you. And we looked and we were like, holy crap, like this guy's a freaking genie. And anyway, it was a goal, but it really didn't sink in until, a couple weeks after. Like, man, we just won the national championship. Like, there is nobody else to play. We couldn't have played anybody else because we were the last team standing.
Yeah.
And so, obviously that was really cool. And we came back on a mission that next year, and, we actually had something to play for just because of how great that feeling was the year before. And we were trying to get back to it. And, we did it again. And so kind of started that little run they went on, and, our names will forever be on the 2014-2015 national championship roster.
Yep. That's pretty cool.
Kaminsky, I think you walked off, but like Trey was asking, like, we just met you a couple of years ago. We don't know much about your baseball background. Me and you and Gunner played in the golf tournament. I think that's the most I ever talked to you when I first met you, was in that golf.
First swing.
Huh?
When you whiffed on the first swing.
Yeah, I did. But what'd I do after that?
I think you shanked it in that ball.
No, I made that putt from deep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
BJ.
I think that was the only one you made all day.
It was. I remember that.
No, that was those transfusions talking, that first swing.
Yeah.
But Kaminsky, let's hear a little bit about your time at SFA. Let's hear about your baseball career a little bit.
Man, I went to SFA in 16, and I went to junior college initially in Iowa, and had some different opportunities to go play ball at different places in the country. Came down and visited SFA towards the end of April. It was beautiful down here, man. I got in with Coach Gardinas, Coach Clowers, Coach Collins was there at the time, and those guys were pretty high on me, and I was having a pretty good year at junior college, and I was able to get down to SFA, and I met a lot of really good guys down here, met a lot of really good ball players, and I was able to earn a spot in the starting rotation at SFA, and was a weekend guy for them, so I was able to go down and throw in. What's that?
I said, don't forget, you're like, met a lot of great guys, a lot of great baseball players. Like, don't forget to shout out your wife.
Yeah, no doubt. My wife is. I met my wife my senior year, and she's probably a better athlete than I ever was. Me being a pitcher, so I was able to go in and compete for some starting spots. Played in a lot of places. What's that?
I said pitchers are athletes too. Don't sell yourself short.
Yeah, we try to be. I don't know about all that. Me and Evie try to get the job done.
I've seen some highlights this year. Those PFPs are paying off for some people. That dude at Mississippi State had a real cool one.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, played in a lot of sweet places. I got heckled a lot for being a Yankee, pitching in Louisiana and Texas and all that. So I was fighting that battle for a lot of the time. But I enjoyed every bit of my time at SFA, and pitched a lot. I set the hit by pitch record my senior year.
There you go.
Whether that was control issues or me just being a dick, but I don't know. Yeah,
it's an intimidation factor.
Yeah, I think I looked it up. My dad
owns
the home run record, but it's for home runs given up in a season. So, yeah.
I'd rather take the hit by pitch, man.
Yeah.
Coach E, I'm not calling you Coach E, Colton. Me and you, we played a lot.
Yeah. Hold on. If you're ready for bed, you can go to bed. You don't have to hang out. I know it looks like you're just holding your phone at the side of your
My phone's charging, and actually my port's broken. I work for Lufkin ISD, so I can't afford to get a new phone.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh,
Yeah,
Holy.
we gotta make sure we edit that out.
Yeah, clip that. Sorry.
Pick up that coaching cycle.
Yeah, get your phone port fixed, but you can buy bass boat chickens, goats.
Priorities around here. I put mine first.
But me and you, we played a lot of baseball together. We were the two that had birthdays in May, so we always got to play, down technically. I know
Yeah,
a lot of people had a lot of shit to say about us playing down, but
right.
Jalen always needed to. Colton never did. So that's why I was like, wow.
Trey, you were so bad at baseball. His dad bought him an Easton Stealth. No, Easton, what was it called? A Surge.
It was a surge. It was the white
Easton
surge.
Surge, and he would not let him take the plastic off of it
Okay, yeah.
until he could get a hit.
Too many barrels.
It was a brand new bat.
too many.
So we're not even worried about you. You stick over there, Scotty Scheffler. But Colton, back to you. Colton, Mark played a lot of impact in your baseball success.
Yeah, to say the least.
There was many nights I stayed at your house. Oh, they just got the permits to start. Yeah, we're great. All right.
Way to stay on topic here.
Well, my builder just texted me, so that's way more important than this right now. But back to Colton. Mark played a lot of success in your baseball career. All the mornings he dropped us off at the baseball park, and made us hit infield each other. Then he would take us and hit to us on the old Morris Frank fields. You had you get to high school, you've been pitching your whole life, and now you're throwing submarine. You had a pretty deep baseball career.
Yeah, so it kind of started off because when I was in 8th grade, 9th grade, I was having some arm problems. Like, it was hurting just to play catch, and then so I started talking, and Rusty Ford was actually the guy that kind of walked me through everything, and that's when I started throwing sidearm, or really not even sidearm, really submarine at that point. But then, my junior and senior year, I kind of went more sidearm, I would say. And I was just about everything you could do, starting, closing, setting up, didn't really matter. It was just pitching. I kind of took pride in being the guy who's coach asked me to pitch. The answer was always yes. I don't really
after Clayton Corley at senior year.
do what.
I said, did you have to clean up a lot after Clayton? Because I thought
Normally he'd come in and screw up my setup, but
okay.
Clayton's all right. We'll let him have a few.
Gotcha.
He went 5 for 5 against the number 1 team in the state his senior year.
Who, Clayton?
Yes. When y'all played Brasses, who was it?
He's a ball player.
I heard it all through college. I went 5 for 5.
He's a ball player.
Yeah, Clayton Corley was stud.
Yeah.
He knows that.
He does.
Yeah.
But yeah. But
Colton, did you? I can't remember. Did you play in Huntington growing up, or did you play in Lufkin?
I played a little bit everywhere. Whenever they started Little League, I played in Lufkin. But there was a few years where I played in Diboll, just because that's where some of the people on my travel team were playing. But yeah.
Ain't no real
Would y'all play up in Minnesota? What kind of league was it? Little League?
Shoot, man. Yeah, I mean, there was Little League and everything like that. There was a lot of the USSSA leagues and everything, and I mean, there's all just your local stuff. I mean, the thing with the difference between Minnesota and Texas is cats down here play baseball year round, whereas in Minnesota, you're
hockey, baby.
Middle of May that there's no snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, your time to play baseball really is kind of limited, and then if you're playing in the wintertime, you're going down to Oklahoma, Texas, Florida, Louisiana, wherever you can get, California, Arizona. You're having to come down and do all that in the middle of winter too. And there's a lot of really good dual sport athletes up there in Minnesota too. But whereas in Texas you get the football and baseball specimens, up there you get a lot of the hockey players that are hockey and baseball guys, and they bigger guys, and they can roll a little bit for sure, man.
That's it. I just thought of this point when you said, multi-sport athletes. Gunnar, you played football, baseball. Did you play basketball? You didn't play basketball, did you?
I didn't play basketball.
Okay.
He played for a while.
How
In eighth grade.
how many of the kids on the team are playing, other sports at the school? Is there a bunch of crossover, or is there just everybody's just playing baseball?
We've got a couple that played football and came over to baseball, but they weren't on the varsity. They were with me on the JV.
This is y'all's first year having that, right? Normally, y'all have kids coming from football or basketball.
It's just the way the numbers are going right now, man. It's kind of dwindling down a little bit, but it definitely helps and it works with other I guess muscle movements and stuff. But at the end of the day, you're either a competitor in whatever you do or you're not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Multi-sport or not, you still have to be a competitor and you still have to have that will to win.
Yeah, I'm a competitor right now at pickleball pretty hard, but I'm pretty good at golf. So I don't like losing.
Anything losing, period, man.
Yeah. Find me a good loser, I'll show you a loser.
Yeah. I was getting kind of upset this weekend at the house when me and Eberlin kept losing.
What were y'all playing?
We kept losing out on the table.
Yeah.
We can't say what we were playing, but we weren't doing very good. But
y'all playing spoons.
Spoons, spades,
Yeah.
Are you sure Colton Eberlin was playing on the table?
Would not have included a dice.
We were playing cards.
Yeah. All right. I don't know that, Colton, but okay. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
What kind of games did you play once it was just snowing outside? I'm pretty sure y'all were limited to not going outside.
It's on the ice. Slap shot.
Oh, you a hockey player?
Beer's always cold.
There's snow outside, man. You just gotta. Beer's always cold in Minnesota, man. Evie knows how that goes, man. Beer's always cold.
Yep.
But that's how that goes.
Yep.
Well, as we get ready to wrap this deal up, couldn't be more proud of these kids out there playing, and I know they're proud. And the coaches, I'm proud of y'all too. We're missing Cobb, but I think he's coaching soccer right now. I saw, but we're just anytime Lufkin's in the playoffs, it's big for our community. It's I think we're a small community, but we love Lufkin athletics to a T. We're going to travel no matter what. We're going to back to pack. That's just one thing we do. I know Lufkin's known for Lufkin football, but when it comes to Lufkin baseball, Lufkin basketball, our fans do a good job of supporting these kids and getting on the road and following them and, just being there. And that plays a big impact on the kids, looking in the stands and seeing they got their town behind them. So, we wish y'all nothing but the best. We'd love to be in Round Rock pretty soon, getting ready to play for a state championship. And I know for a fact these kids can for sure do it. And I know you coaches, y'all have coached these kids up and got them prepared for any battle they're going to see this playoff run, or even if it's after baseball, for life. Y'all have done a great job with them, and they respect y'all a lot, and that's big. Back to Colton's shirt, Colorado shirt, in the Live from the Pines group chat. We talk about Colorado football a lot. I'm riding with Prime. I think last year was a year that Prime, was getting his feet wet, getting his guys in. And I think, Shadur and Shiloh talk a lot. Shiloh talks a lot of shit. Not really worried about him. But Shadur as a whole, I think he backs it up. I think he's a top 5 quarterback in college football right now. I think, he's going to be a top 5 draft pick for sure. He'll be the first quarterback off the board, you ask me. What's y'all's opinions about it? I know Spoon's opinion. I know he hates Prime. He hates Colorado. What's y'all's pick on Colorado football?
I'll go last. Because mine's going to be the win.
Kick you out of here.
I'll go first just because I think my football knowledge, is a little bit few and far between. I'm a baseball guy, man. But I know me and Eb are right across the hallway from one another, And at the beginning of the fall, I mean, Eberlin was talking about a lot of trips to Shreveport to throw some money down on Prime, man. He was riding with
that
them.
part out too.
I mean, he was trying to wrap his mind. He was trying to wrap his mind around where he was going to be buying, bull tickets to, everything like that, man. But I mean, they fell off a little bit early. I mean, the transfer portal is a crazy thing, and I think if I was a football player in this day and age, I think it'd be badass to head out to Colorado and play for Prime. I mean, the spot alone is sweet, but when you get to be behind one of the best athletes of all time, I mean, I think that cat's got something cooking there, and I think if you're jumping to conclusions after year one, you got to have a little bit more of a backbone than that. So,
well, okay.
That's just
First of
me.
all, right? Well, like you said, he is the greatest athlete of all time. He's
you ever met Jalen Mark?
well, no. Second,
Are you going to say that doesn't make you a good coach?
yeah. Second, he said himself his cousin Junebug was a better athlete, but Junebug is probably also a better coach. That dude's a fool. He sucks. He's not like he's doing it the wrong way in college.
But that one got 8 toes,
What
man.
do you know?
He's doing it better than Dabo Swinney. Dabo Swinney
There is no
is
wrong
a
way
guy
to do
who's
it.
a good coach, bad athlete, and you see where he's getting himself. Coach Prime's going to have them boys ready come August. Just know that.
Kirby Smart's the same way, and he's winning national championships.
It's Georgia. You can't – I mean, they're going to keep going there. It's just like Alabama.
It's Prime. It's prime time. He can recruit anybody. What are you talking about? But he's not recruiting. He's using the transfer portal. Anyways, he's just catered to Shedeur. Shedeur sucks. He doesn't suck. He's probably going to get –
sucks.
You can't say Shedeur sucks. You can talk about Coach Prime all you want. Shedeur does not suck.
I just ran that back. You didn't hear me.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
He's probably going to get drafted high because the QB class is terrible. Like Quinn Ewers.
You're such a hater.
No, I'm not a hater. You go 4-8. You're not
such a hater.
You go 4-8. You're not good.
What do you mean they're not? They didn't have anybody. Did you see the offensive line?
You're saying they had the best quarterback in the draft this year. So
With no time to throw.
Yeah.
How can you not?
You played quarterback. What was it like when you were back there? You didn't have any time to throw.
I had Joseph Bell blocking for me. I had all the time in the world in middle school. I knew the plays. My receivers didn't. I didn't have.
Great. We had 4 plays. It's hard to mess them up.
I know.
Zone right, zone
Zone right,
left.
zone right. 19 speed, 18 speed.
We had 6 in the zone.
90, 92, 94, 96.
No beat.
Those are the pass plays.
Catch it, take a couple steps, throw it deep.
Gunner, you're a prestige proven football coach. What's your take on Prime? We don't want to hear what Spoon has to say. Spoon don't know shit about Prime. Prime time is the real deal.
Have y'all watched that documentary?
No.
Does he
I
just,
have.
just throw it off
It's
or
pretty
what?
good, man. And
I have.
man, the way that college football is right now, he is doing. Trey, you said he's doing it the wrong way. There is no wrong way. You could literally go and if so, he could have gotten in touch with the tight end Brock Bowers and been like, "Look, man, what's Georgia paying you right now to play? Oh, they're paying me $10,000. All right, I got 25 on the table if you come next year." Like, it is literally free for all in college football right now. And he's made a name for himself, and people are going just for the name, and he's
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's hard to not. You have prime time sitting in your living room, and he's like, "Come play for me." How do you not show up there? Why can't they
Right.
recruit?
yeah. And with that, it kind of showed later on, like, and it came up on Twitter or X now, whatever. But they were having locker room problems, like, too many Chiefs, not enough Indians, and so everybody thinks, oh, I'm him, and well, no, you're not. But I don't know. They definitely didn't go to expectations last year.
Would an extra chief go around calling his teammates mid or not?
Well, you're either a dog or you're not, And so,
I'm just saying you can't. He's walking around like something don't stink, and it stunk.
Trey, if you had as much money as they had in their bank account, and you had all the diamonds and gold and jewelry and clothes and
We talked about
cars,
it last time. If I'm having that much money,
football's the least of their worries. Shedeur made 4.2 last year off NIL.
they might need
Highest
to
paid quarterback.
Get him an offensive line, like y'all are saying. He can't throw.
That's what he did this year. He got in the portal and got some guys for him.
He got in the portal last year and got some guys.
Yeah, but he
Well,
only
his
had,
job
what,
should be
6
easy.
months to prepare?
His job should be easy. Catch the ball, give it to Travis Hunter, and let Travis Hunter do whatever he needs to do.
Yeah. Travis Hunter's a better football player. in my opinion.
All around.
He's a better athlete, yeah.
Do you think he's a better football player than Colorado?
Yeah, I think he's the best football player at Colorado. But I think not even,
Anywhere Travis Hunter would go, I don't know if he would be a two-way, but he would start on either side of the ball for any
either
team.
one he wanted to. Yeah.
Yes.
Travis Hunter.
So if they played the same way they played against TCU week 1, every week, where do they end up?
In a bowl game.
8-4.
4-8. TCU.
No, 8-4.
TCU they weren't even Poochies. They were something worse than that. I don't know what you can say. They were
We're
terrible.
not worried about their opponents. We're worried about how they played.
They were not. I don't know. Regardless of how good TCU was, Colorado, they came out and they dominated.
They're 8-4. They're losing to Oregon, USC, probably Washington State, and probably losing one.
And they almost came back and beat
they
USC.
They should have won.
Didn't they like have to go to like 4 overtimes and lose to Colorado State?
Man, look, they disappointed, okay? It's year 1. It's year 1 in a dynasty. It's early.
He's got him a new
Where do you
team
find
this
this
year,
love
so.
for Prime at?
How could you not love the guy? He goes in there and he does what he has to do every day, and he has no business coaching college football. But there he is. I mean, that guy could be chilling in Cabo every weekend if he wanted to, but he's out there coaching. And I don't know if you've ever coached before, but it's hard. You don't just roll out of bed and roll in and say, I'm done coaching. It don't ever stop.
You ever sold insurance before, Pods?
No, sir. Don't have
Okay.
any interest in that.
I think he's doing it for Shadur. He's doing it for his kids. That's why.
Okay. Even
That's
better. Good for him.
But he's coddled to them. They're not that good.
So if your kid's good enough, I want you to coach him in college.
Yeah, I'm not prime time. I can't just walk up and go coach him in college. Because if I didn't, they might have gone 8-4.
I don't know. Colorado, I don't think won a game the year before.
Yeah, I mean, look, 2 years ago, are we going to be having this conversation? No, we are now because of him and his kids and Travis Hunter.
But if you look at it like it's in a perspective,
Didn't they sell out
who would have
all
ever
their
thought
games
Deion
last year?
Sanders will be coaching at Colorado?
Coach K.
Yeah.
Winston.
Out of all the schools in college football, why he wanted to be different, goes to Colorado. He could have walked into a dynasty.
Colorado was good when he was in college.
Yeah, Trey, you know how long ago that was, Pods?
Yeah, it was a long
I
time.
mean, I don't have an answer for you on that. I don't really know why he chose Colorado.
Where could he have walked in and coached?
You don't
I mean,
think Florida
He
State
wasn't going
would
to
have?
Alabama while Saban was there.
You think Florida State would
He
have?
wasn't-
A blue blood, I think you could call Florida State a blue blood. You're not going to walk into a blue blood and just get the keys given to you like he did with Colorado. He could do whatever he wants with that program.
I
They
think
could go
that's a
out
big
in
reason why
tutus
he went
next
to
year.
Colorado.
And those boosters are going to support him. That ain't going to happen at Florida State.
He bought his subpar daughter. I was reading about her basketball career to Colorado. That's how you know you got some stroke. Most coaches, they might bring their kid on the team, but you don't see him. You don't see him playing a lot. He might come in and, be on kickoff or something. But, he can basically walk in the building in Colorado and say, hey, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. You're going to do this, you're going to do that. He's the man.
Yeah, it's like your dad coaching you when you're 10 years old in Little League.
My dad doesn't know anything about baseball. I bet you if we call my dad on the show right now and ask him what a double play is, he gonna be like, a cow having twins. I like Colorado. I'm behind Colorado. I think they're gonna be the real deal this year.
No. Anyways,
Well,
is there anything to talk about on the baseball side? Are y'all Are y'all ready for are you counting down the hours until Thursday, or what? What's going on?
Somewhere in between. I can sleep at night and I'm ready.
Yep. It
What?
won't hit us until we're about to take in and out. And we all three start pacing back and forth.
Yeah.
Are y'all like picking up on Cobb's tendencies, like the little moving and like
Good.
good?
I ain't gonna answer that on stream. I think I can speak for all three of us.
Yeah.
Teaching wise, you don't have any like
Okay,
tests.
so how much would it take me and Trey to get to coach the team one game this series?
Shit, what's Shador making?
There's not a snowball's chance in hell.
Why?
Y'all do all the coaching from the stands. Anyway.
I have.
We saw you at the alumni game last year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm ready for it now,
Trey struck a kid out.
You remember who it was?
but I don't.
It was Serrano. No, was it Serrano? What's
I'm
the
gonna go
kid?
with no.
What's the kid that pitches for y'all?
It was a Hispanic kid. I can't remember who it was.
He's a pitcher.
I remember
It might have been Fajardo, maybe.
Birdie.
I don't know. He struck somebody
Might
out.
have been Fajardo.
I did strike somebody out, throwing all of 60 poo, and told him I was throwing a curveball. It probably looked the same, and he still missed it.
We'll have to get the radar gun out this year.
Oh no, please don't.
Please bring us back.
And
It'll
it'll
alumni game.
display on the press box.
I'd love to play another alumni game.
That was really a lot of fun. I did hurt the next day, but it was a lot of fun.
Oh, it was awesome. I almost took some kid deep. I don't know who it was.
I think we took in and out before the game, and it was I felt like I was back at Morris Frank, 9 years old, 10 years old.
Yeah, I saw flashbacks. When Evie said, hold down that left side of the infield, Jalen wasn't holding much of anything.
No, he wasn't.
Because I had no errors. The only ball I missed is when Cooper hit that ground ball on me. I stepped out the way because it was coming too fast. I can't get hurt, but I got a job.
Oh, no.
I got a job, but
You can't get free treatment no more.
yeah. We're going to let you boys get ready to
Hopefully we don't have an alumni game. We had an alumni game last year because they're out of the playoffs a little early. Still had a class they had to go to called baseball at fifth period. So,
Yeah, we're not doing that this year. We're going deep.
no.
Got a lot of faith in you boys. I know y'all ready to go to bed and stop talking to me and Trey, but we thank you guys for coming on the show. It means a lot to us. We thank everybody for tuning in and watching our shows we put out. Just give us some time. We're 11 episodes in, so we got it figured out a little bit by now. But before we forget, we want to give a big shout out to our guys at Zilker Belch. Use discount code Pines936. Receive 25% off all online orders. I'll make you coaches a deal. You go to state, buy all the coaches and players at Zilker Belch. You heard it on the show. Good luck to you guys. Go win it all. I'll be there. You heard me. I said it. Take it back now. Unless Carrot edits it out. You win a state championship, everybody gets a Zilker belt except Coach Cobb. He don't need one. He don't
need one.
We'll buy him something else. But thank you guys again. Good luck. Go Pack. Go win it all.
Yes, sir. See y'all Thursday.
Appreciate it, boy.
Oh yeah.